Seeing this made me happy. The little guys coming together to use the free market to their advantage and stick it to the cronies while we were being locked up, businesses taken, couldn't even get us a stimulus but can send billions overseas in a day. Finally get to play the game back. Now often you hear socialists yell workers of the world unite, and I'm agreeing with them, but I'm a libertarian. I want us to unite through free market capitalism, which this is what this is. I'm borderline ANCAP, because as we're about to see, all the people who go, but don't we need some level of government to ensure a free market? Look how well the government is doing when the people, the little guys, use the free market to their advantage and get to siphon some of that money back from Wall Street into their own pockets. Now, some of you might say, well, how can we have a fair and free market if we don't have a government to put in rules of restrictions? Here's why. Look at this. The SEC says it's monitoring market volatility as Biden administration watches GameStop. And this is what shifts me from libertarian to ANCAP. And yes, I know there's problems with that too. But as soon as the little guy uses the free market to their advantage, the government wants to step in and say, no, we took your businesses. We took everything from you. We took your income. We can't get you a stimulus check for some reason. But bam, in a couple days, if you fuck over the billionaires on Wall Street, boom, they're there overnight. Over fucking night. Jump over here. Look at this. GameStop, AMC trading is now being restricted at TD Arbitrage, meaning they're putting restrictions on you, the little guy, to protect the big guy because we played the game and we started winning. This is not free market capitalism. America is not a free market capitalist country because the rules constantly change and the government and the big businesses, as soon as we use the free market to our advantage, it's capitalism for the little guy, socialism for the rich. I've already seen talks of bailing out the hedge funds, which, given Biden's history, especially back in 2010, he'll probably do it if we do too much damage. Look, I jumped in. I don't have much. I put in a little bit, and I'm gonna ride it. If it burns out or the government fucks me, it's whatever. I tried. I scared them at least. Fine. Look, I talked to a lot of people about this. They're putting in money, and they said if they lose every penny over this because of government interference or foul play, so be it. GameStop is still rising. They're not selling. And I respect how hard they're trying to fuck these people. But look at this. Look at this. The Securities and Exchange Commission on Wednesday said it's aware and actively monitoring the ongoing market volatility in the option and equity market. Earlier Wednesday, the White House said it'd be watching huge moves made by the company and some other stocks. The SEC's acting chair, Allison Herron-Lee, and other officials said they're working with fellow regulators to assess the situation and review activities of regulated entities and financial intermediaries and other market participants, meaning they're going to go after you, they're going to go after the brokers, and they're going to change the rules because the little guy won. I should say the little guy is winning. I've looked around. As far as I've seen, everything that was done here was completely legal. We did nothing wrong, but the government is jumping in a couple days, and you couldn't even get us a fucking check after you destroyed our lives. Look what these people have to say. Look how fucking nasty this is. In the interest of mitigating risk for our company and clients, we have put in place several restrictions and some transactions in GameStop and AMC and other securities. A spokeswoman for TD Arbitrage told MarketWatch, referring to the ticker symbols of the companies, in the interest of our company and clients. We made these decisions out of abundance of caution amid unprecedented market conditions and other factors, she said. Oh no, we didn't expect the little guy to rise up and play the same game as the hedge fund people. Now we have to change the rules. Big Daddy government changed the rules. Lock them back up in their apartment and give them crumbs. Anyway, what this is continuing to do is you see a lot of brokers putting on more restrictions in terms of how much you have to spend to acquire certain stock. They're trying to rig it so the little guy cannot participate. You want to participate in stocks? You better have that big money. Here's what they do. Here's them trying to scare you. They're telling you you're stupid. Because GameStop and AMC show you why you should practice trading before playing with real money. Stock markets can shred rookie investors. Here's how to improve your odds. This is a scare tactic. They're trying to get you to sell so the hedge funds can get their money back. They're assuming the people entering the stock market or are entering the stock market for the first time and trying to scare those people off who want in. They're trying to make it sound like you need big money to get in the stock market. You don't. Here, look at this. Unfortunately, as we're seeing with GameStop and AMC Entertainment Holdings, many new traders and investors enter the market without practicing first. It's not surprising most rookies lose money, sometimes a lot of money, when starting out. They're assuming the guys that dumped like $1,000 into this have no clue what they're doing. Again, another scare tactic to get you out of it. They're trying everything in your power, everything in their power to get you to sell. They're telling you to do these little baby practice things. The people who are dumping $50,000 into GameStop stocks, they know what they're doing. Most of these people investing right now, who I'm watching, know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. I don't have a lot of money, but I do keep stocks. I do always set aside a little for stocks. Most people I know who do stocks also do this. Look at this. Experienced traders test strategies or take a break. Listen to tips, but test first. Where to find simulated or paper money programs. Now, let's look at how the news media is covering this.
There are those big institutions and hedge funds that love to short stocks. In other words, to bet on their price collapsing. Now, normally they have their run of the world. This go round, though, there's been a change. There are a number of social media investment sites that have popped up to challenge the guys who are shorting the stocks. And it's a battle royale because some of the biggest hedge funds in the world are taking it on the chin. There was talk, suspicion that maybe some of them needed rescuing because it was getting that bad.
Oh, they're just taking it on the chin. No, they're running to Big Daddy government to yet again interfere in the free market so they can kick down the little people and prop up the rich. Because let me tell you this, look at them. They're running for help. They're going, they might need help. Where the fuck were you guys when we needed help, government? You're willing to let them run to you for help? Where were you when we needed help? You have the SEC over on this over in fucking night. Right now, I hope this movement continues. I hope we keep doing this. Because this has already been way more effective than Occupy Wall Street ever was. Government, when you lock people down and show them that you can't even get them a check for $1,400 in time, but you can get on this in a day and fuck people out of their money that they won using the free market, you're going to make a lot of people very, very angry. I'm already pissed at the fact that they're attempting it. This is why I've been done. I'm just saying, it's all corrupt. Get rid of the government. Socialists, communists, libertarians, conservatives, liberals. Or maybe not liberals, because they're a bunch of elitist cronies. We're all laughing at this. Let's stop fighting each other and do this. Hard L libertarians, Trumpers, Antifa. Let's all jump in on this. If you want to fight, let's fight later. This has put more fear into them in a couple days than any of your riots have. We can fight about economic systems later.
Trading at 10 times the volume. In other words, people buying, selling, getting in and out. 10 times what they do in a name like Amazon. It's remarkable. And so far, it's already got the attention of Elizabeth Warren, who says, we need to look into this.
Okay, let's take a look at what this bitch said. It went on Twitter. This is it. With stocks soaring while millions are out of work and struggling to pay bills, it's not news that the stock market doesn't reflect our actual economy. For years, the same hedge funds and private equity firms and wealthy investors, dismayed by the GameStop trades, have treated the stock market like their own personal casino while everyone else pays the price. I know, it's tragic, isn't it? It's long past time for the SEC and other financial regulators to wake up and do their jobs. With a new administration and Democrats running Congress, I intend to make sure they do. Aw, we gotta change the rules. I'm sure they'll do it to favor the little guy. Miss, I want to pay for everyone's college. Hey, look, the people came together and made a bunch of money off the stock market to pay for their college. No, not that way. People still think America is a free market capitalist economy. Okay.
Definitely a strong ride, a lot of momentum for these stocks, but a lot of Wall Street veterans do argue these retail investors are new, inexperienced, and lack diversification. So when those stock prices fall, they'll lose big time. But so far, if you look at those bank accounts of the smaller retail investors, they seem to be doing well.
Aw, all the Wall Street investors run in and like, you're dumb, you don't know what you're doing. We advise you sell. This is a scare tactic. They're really, really trying hard to drive those prices down. They big mad. They lost on this one. And they're going to make sure they run the big daddy government because they need to make sure the house always wins.
The fear is that some of the big boys and the hedge funds and the large institutions that make a living buying and selling stock in the hope of really tanking some of these issues or shorting them, getting their money back on the profit difference, well, that they're going to need some help. We're already told that Citron and some of these others are on the hook for billions of dollars in losses, and already we're getting signs that some investors are coming to their rescue. The fear is, though, that it could feed on itself and the big guys get stung while little folks are buying into GameStop and AMC and BlackBerry and all these others. So,
well, whose fucking fault is that? You put a bet on the market, you short sell, you lost big, deal with it. You're saying we're gonna lose big, and will you go, oh, we need to get these guys government assistance who lost big? No, you lost billions. You shouldn't have been loose and wild with your fucking money, which is what you've been telling us we shouldn't do. But then when you lose, we need help. Government help. We need bailouts. Maybe next time you should be fucking smarter with your money. Because all I'm hearing from this part is, it's not okay when you do it. It's only okay when we game the market.
Michelle Schneider as well. Michelle, following these type of markets as you have, I'm just curious whether we do have something to worry about. Normally, when you hear big hedge funds and the rest could be in some trouble because of this, I automatically think, is this like a big bank in trouble deal? What do you think?
Listen to that wording right there. Kind of had a Freudian slip there. Do we have something to worry about? Is this a big bank in trouble kind of thing? Which, given Biden, they're definitely going to get bailouts if that's the case. I just noticed that, I just caught that. Him and his panelists, do we have something to worry about?
And so they're scrambling to try to figure out, the SEC can look at short selling, but there's really no rules being broken at this point, other than the fact that the kids are enraged because they feel like for years the market was manipulated and now it's their turn.
Okay, so let me ask this. This poses a good question. If no laws were broken and everything was done fair in a fair and free way, why does the SEC have to get involved then? You admitted these hedge funds are short selling and that's not breaking any rules. And then when these guys get in, you got to get the government involved. You want the SEC involved. You want all these people involved to get in our way. And I love that. It's just these kids that think they were manipulated by the market. Really? Or maybe it's the fact that people were being manipulated by the market. And now what little wealth the little guy has now has been taken from them and given to these big corporations. And then they're mad because they think everything's been manipulated. Go fuck yourself.
GameStop is not worth $300 a share. I mean, I think that's a reasonable thing. BlackBerry. When was the last time you used your BlackBerry? Is that?
Actually, no. This is how it works in a free market. GameStop is worth that much because people said they're willing to pay that much for it. That's how capitalism works. I freely buy and sell my labor, and people will buy what they think it's worth. If they think it's worth $330 a stock, and that's what they're going to pay for it, that's how much it's worth. End of story. The end. If I want to sell you my car and I say it's $20,000, and everybody I bring it to says no, I'll only give you 10, then it's worth $10,000. Assuming I agree to sell for that much. Welcome to capitalism.
I'm not saying it's going to happen here, but there is this issue, and that's why the markets are off of a systemic risk that other hedge funds could collapse and they need bailouts or whatever. I mean, that's why the markets are off. There's that fear.
Yeah, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. That is a risk, but it was raised by Elizabeth Warren, who wants to look into this. She's concerned about it. And
they're going to look into it.
When I hear that sort of thing, I mean, I begin to wonder then, where does this go? Because
yep, there it is. Capitalism for everybody else, socialism for the rich. They can do whatever they want with their money, and Big Daddy government will come save them. They will always be there to take your money and give it to them. And this is why I do not trust a government to ensure a free and fair market, because they've been showing they can't fucking do it.
Yeah, well, isn't it ironic that Powell's opining on this when he's one of the reasons why this is going on? I mean, listen, you can blame a Robinhood, low cost trading or zero commission trading. You can blame people being locked in their apartments because of the lockdowns and they have nothing to do but speculate in markets.
Yes, because all the people who got locked in their house are just sitting there like, let's just sit around and speculate the markets all day. You mad about that low commission trading? You don't want the little guy getting in the stock market because now they're a threat to you? You want to put financial barriers to make sure they stay out? This is how it's played. Keep the pressure on and don't let them change the rules. Everybody's been locked in. I'll say it again. Everyone's been locked in. They've had everything taken from them. They're poor. The government can't get them a check. And then they start to win at the free market, and you take that away from them and rig it in the rich's favor and give them back the money that they earned. You're not going to like what comes next.
So, Michelle Snyder, let me ask you this. A lot of people are hearing this and saying, I want in because I'm looking at what's happening to AMC, and it's tripling and quadrupling, and BlackBerry, which I thought was dead and gone, is doubling and tripling. I want in. I want in. What do you tell them?
Well, first of all, the fact is that it is transparent what they're looking at. If you look at the Reddit site, it's right there. So the fact that people want in, I think, is part of what the free market is all about. And so I would say to have some set of rules. We look at using certain types of ranges, like we like to see where the market opens, give it about 5 minutes, let the dust settle, and if it breaks out from there, we might get in at that point. It doesn't matter exactly what rule you decide to use, but you should have some kind of risk adjustment and some kind of place to take profits along the way, and then decide, are you doing it as a day trade to join the fund, get out and go home, or do you want to keep it overnight, or do you just want to keep rotating into the next thing and the next thing as these names keep popping up?
You notice that? You notice that? They did nothing wrong. This is just a free and fair market. But now we gotta add rules. It doesn't matter what the rules are. We just gotta add rules now. Because you guys won. And to that lady that goes, it matters why you're doing it. It doesn't matter why the fuck I'm doing it. I can do it because I fucking feel like it. Because I am free to do so. But you know what? It's going to be the house always wins scenario. The hedge funds are going to crash if we keep this up. And then you know what's going to happen? The big banks, the hedge funds, they will all be bailed out with your tax dollars. And then they'll put in more rules to make sure you can't do this ever again. Anyway, that was it. I just got heated in this because it's pissed me off, especially given everything going around right now. Anyway, you know what to do. Stay safe, don't get shot, all that, you know what it be like.